So one of our more recent memorable cases that actually went to trial involves our client, a young woman who went out with her boyfriend downtown. They did a night of partying and they were driving home. They stopped to get gas. This is in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. and they're pumping gas. They get into an argument at the gas station. They both get out of the vehicle, and all of this is caught on camera. There's surveillance camera that we were able to get from the gas station that shows all of this crystal clear. And so they're getting into an argument while they're pumping gas. The argument kind of explodes. He throws our client to the ground. He really violently pushes her. She actually gets lifted up off of her feet, falls onto the concrete, smacks her head. You can see her head bounce off the concrete, and she's laying there. He walks up, he starts kicking her, screaming at her, and eventually he walks off over to the side of the parking lot to take a piss. And our client, just leaving our client there on the ground, she eventually gets up after a few seconds and she gets into the car. She puts it in a drive and she runs his ass over on video. And I mean, just trucks right through him. He gets run over by both the front and back tires and is lying there in a heap. Luckily, he didn't die, but he was real messed up. She gets out of the car. She carries him and puts him in the back seat. The state wants to charge our client for essentially attempted murder. Now, in Texas, we don't have a crime called attempted murder. It's aggravated assault with a deadly weapon that causes serious bodily injury. That's our equivalent of attempted murder, basically. Our theory of the case was this woman is the victim of serious domestic violence. This guy is an asshole, and he doesn't deserve our pity. And he doesn't deserve our empathy. And if that were your mother or your daughter or your sister who was getting the shit beat out of her on camera by this jack-off, what would you want to happen to him? And we had to get into all sorts of background with this couple. We were able to prove that this wasn't the first time that he had been abusive, that this was a pattern of behavior, and that she had serious PTSD. And it went to trial because we told the state that we're not agreeing to send our client to prison. We'd agree to maybe some probation. We think that maybe she needs some mental health help. And we had faith that a jury would see it that way. And we were right because, there was a jury of 12 folks in a felony case. We talked to the jury after the fact. 6 of the jurors, so 50% of the jurors refused to find her guilty for this. And so it's called a hung jury, when a jury cannot return a unanimous verdict, because in a criminal case, all 12 of the jurors have to agree on guilty or not guilty. It can't be a majority or even 11-1. It has to be all 12 of them. And we convinced 50% of them, and they lost their stomach for it. And it was very contentious, and there was yelling and screaming in that courtroom. And we stood by our guns, and I'm real proud of that one.